All right, welcome back to Autism Live and What's Left? I have a special guest with me again, Amy from Well Amy. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. This is fun.
I know, and we're doing something which is so easy to do, probably one of my most favorite recipes. It's a chicken bake, and it's 4 easy ingredients, but we're gonna make one of those ingredients first, which is my most favorite thing, is the pesto. So I know for people who are gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, and everything free, pesto is kind of hard.
Exactly.
So we're gonna tackle that one right away. One of the things that I like to do is I use pine nuts. So if you have a nut allergy, this recipe may not be for you, but we can do other things with it. So the first thing we wanna do is 1/3 cup of pine nuts. And what I've done with the pine nuts is I've lightly toasted them on the stovetop. So we don't want to burn them because that adds really a funny flavor if we do that. So be careful when you're toasting your nuts. So the next thing I want to do, that sounded kind of offensive, is take the garlic that I cooked last night. Oh, my favorite thing in the entire world. It's so nice and gooey. Pull this apart and we're going to squeeze some of this in. I'm going to do a whole clove. It can get kind of messy, but it, oh my gosh, is so worth everything. So squeeze. So I do the garlic maybe 35, 45 minutes, depends on, I've got a little garlic cooker, which is really cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Just throw it in there, makes it really yummy. This dish is so easy to throw together, so you're really happy with it later on. And it also, just like every other dish that we're doing here on Autism Live, does it freeze well? Yes! Because we know you are all very, very busy out there, and we don't want you stuck in the kitchen on nights when you have to be running therapies or different things at your family and your life. So what about...
So tell me about the cooking the garlic. What does that do? Does it bring the flavor out more?
It does a lot. It has some digestive properties. It brings the flavor out more. I just think it adds better flavor than using the store-bought garlic. So, I mean, just for me, I think it has digestive flavors to it for enzyme purposes for families. So the next part that we're going to throw in here is 1 cup of the organic basil. So you want to pack that cup down just to make sure you're not ripping yourself off in the basil, and it's okay to go more. I'm okay with that. You like basil?
Yes, I do. And actually it smells so wonderful.
And I've people who don't like basil do arugula or spinach, so you get kind of the same textures and flavors. We also are going to do a fake Parmesan cheese, and on the taco website there's a cashew fake Parmesan that is amazing.
Yes.
So we'll post that recipe too. I've already pre-made it, so we don't have a whole lot to worry about, but that way we can stay away from dairy and soy, which is important. So that's the fake Parmesan. I'm going to do a little salt, sea salt and pepper, and a little bit of our olive oil. So once we get that done, it's about 1/4 cup of olive oil. I just put half of it in, and I'm going to judge how it's going as we get moving along. Just smell that. Oh,
fabulous.
I will take a spoon and be over in the corner, okay? So you'll find me there. But why don't we do this? If you don't mind washing off the chicken for me.
Okay.
And we'll get our 4 ingredient bake ready to go. But, oh my gosh, this pesto is so beautiful. I'm in love with that. Wonderful. And we're going to do some tomatoes, so I'll go ahead and get started with those.
Okay. Now for the chicken, I think it's important to note that we should always try to get organic chicken.
Absolutely. Now, why is that, Amy?
Well, what we don't really think about is that the chicken throughout its life is eating food, and depending on the quality of the food that the chicken is eating can affect ultimately the chicken that we end up eating. So we want organic, so we know the chicken is eating healthy throughout its lifetime, and so the chicken we actually end up eating is healthier too.
And that's just important to remember. Even if it's a little more expensive, highly recommend it.
Highly recommend it.
I just think of all things, protein sources should be the cleanest as possible. We're just going to scoop that on and roll it across. So I love that. So tasty. Can't wait for us to eat this. So I'm going to again use my favorite, the Daiya mozzarella, but here's the trick with Daiya cheese. We want to do that about halfway through the recipe because it can get a little too brown. So we want to wait and hold off on the Daiya cheese. Oh, keep doing it. Tomato up, girl. we want to wait a little longer on the Daiya cheese to add it in. So we have our oven preheated at 400 again, super stoked. We're going to be eating some pesto chicken bake in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and throw this in the oven. All right, Amy, it's been in for 30 minutes. Let's put the Daiya mozzarella on. So it still needs a little more time cooking, but we want to do the cheese and cover it up so the kids are fooled by all of the good ingredients, and this will turn out really well. So there we go. Back in. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Are you ready for the four-bake chicken? Let's do this. Oh, nice and bubbly. And the sauce looks really good.
Looks great.
The cheese is covering the green. I see we will fool some kids out there. So this is such an easy dish. Like I said, you make the pesto ahead of time. You're all good in the hood as far as being in and out on making this dish so quickly. But oh my gosh, my mouth is watering.
It smells great.
How does that look?
Yeah.
Well, I just love autism-live and what they're able to help us bring good food to your family, especially the families that are dealing with allergies. We would like to try this, but it's so nuclear hot. I'm gonna wait until the camera's finished rolling. But trust me, it's one of the best things I've ever eaten. It smells great. But thank you for joining us at Autism Live. And Amy, it's so wonderful to see you again. Thank you for being here.
It's fun.
Oh, always a good time. And if you have questions, please email autismlive@gmail.com. Or if you want more recipes that your family loves and are allergy friendly, send them to me, Lisa at Takanow, TACANOW.org. And we'll see you next time at What's Left.
This cooking video is brought to you by WellAmy.com. Amy, a certified nutritionist and holistic health practitioner, is an expert on autism and special diets. Find ingredients and other GFCF approved foods and recipes at WellAmy.com.